Welcome to the day where you will see the place where this camera is changing because I will have to get to the books that are actually back in the back of the phone. So yeah, we are going to have some levels changing. Am I sorry about that? I don't know. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, a little bit fun, just in order to keep me a little bit warm, because if you can see I am wearing my robe because it is cold as heck in this room, and it's befitting since we are talking about a winter quest. So for those of you that don't know, Rachel Marie's Book Junkie, I will leave her link down below. So Rachel, basically, she has been doing the Book Junkie trials, the Bookish Junkie trials. I believe that they changed names. I should have done my research first. But it was a readathon that happened in July. It happened the whole entire month, and you could choose to be a scribe, a mage, an outlaw, or something else. A bard as well. Yeah. Okay. I have to. Ooh. So as I said, you could choose for those four, and you could just read books to match the prompts, and you could, stuff. And now you have a winter's edition, which is a week only thing, which I haven't done my TBR for yet because I was supposed to be buddy reading something, but now I'm really craving reading other things. And I don't know if I will be able to participate, but I really wanted to be a part of this since I was a scribe in July and I really wanted to do some things. And now in winter, we're all working together to defeat an evil enchantress. So that's fun. And I really wanted to participate. I still am not sure if I will be able to or not because I'm having a lot of work. But if I can, I will do a separate video with a TBR. If not, I will be just happy to see every single one of you joining and actually doing it. But this video is not for that. So Rachel did something which is amazing, which is a scavenger hunt. And I have a little paper with all of the prompts written on it. And basically what I have to do is sort of pick up a book that fits the prompts that she gave us. There's 11 prompts, I believe. Yep, 11 prompts. Well, I can still count. That's nice. And for each of the 11 prompts, we have to find a book and recommend the book for you. And this is sort of, I believe, to actually help out in the other one. I don't know, but this is going to be fun. So I really wanted to do the scavenger hunt, and thank you, Rachel, for this opportunity. I hope to be able to participate in the winter quest, but if not, I will be sure to be back again for the quest of next year, if it exists, which I hope so. And without further ado, let's just do a scavenger hunt, which is why I will have to move this phone because most of my books are in the shelves where the phone is. So yeah, I know, I didn't think this through. So the first prompt is a book with the boat, and I am already fucked. I forgot to say that for this specific scavenger hunt, it's only covers. So obviously I believe spines also count because I think someone asked Rachel if it counts and she said yes. But specifically we're trying for covers. So all of these things have to be in covers. So as I was saying, the first one is boat. And praise the Lord, because I don't know how, I found something with a boat, which is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, which is actually a book that I have not read. Does this count? I don't know, but I have heard great things about Robin Hobb's work, and I have heard that a lot of people love her writing, so you should give it a shot. Royal Assassin is actually the second book in the first series, in the Realm of the Elderlings series, so I think it's Fitz and the Fool. No, the Farseer trilogy. Can you tell that I have not read this? But there's a boat there, and it's so goddamn beautiful that I had to show this. There's also one here and one in the spine, and why not read fantasy, I ask. I don't know. Okay, so the second prompt is an elaborate design on the cover. Okay, I think I have plenty of these, so I just have to find one that I like. I am going to go with Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. If you see this bird, this is a cool, and also the spine, this is a cool elaborate design to actually built in a dress or something. It will be really fun. I really enjoy this. I think because I have a thing with phoenixes, I really think that this firebird could be actually a phoenix, and it could be a beautiful design to actually have in a dress, for instance. Can you see it? Like if it's wings or something? I don't know. I really like this design. Then the third prompt is wood. Excuse me, what? Wood? Am I going to give up? No. Do I want to? Almost. Okay, so I'm going on a limb here, but I'm going to say The House with Chicken Legs by Sophie Anderson because there's a lot of trees and trunks. Wood. I know, right? But yeah, this is the best you're going to get. And actually, this one I already read, as well as Rin and Rising, but that one I'm not going to even talk about because we all know what it is. And I do excitingly recommend House with the Chicken Legs. It's based on Russian folklore. It's beautiful, it's middle grade, and it's very short, which you can use in the readathon. And it's just so amazing. It's about fate, and if you actually have to do what you're meant for, or if you can do something different. And it's beautiful. I love it, and I think that most of you will love it too. And actually, Sophie Anderson came out with another book, which I believe it's called The Girl Who Speaks Bear. And I'm very excited to read that one too. And I think it's set like in the same world, but not with the same characters. So I don't know. Oh, and chicken legs. Yeah, the house. The house is also built of wood. I haven't even thought about that. This one is great for this. Oh, okay. The next one is easy. Dragon or Water Dragon. You all knew that this was coming. Priory of the Orange Tree. Oh my god. Okay. This is what I was talking about the books. You cannot see it, but they are falling apart right behind you. Thank the Lord you cannot see it. But dragons. Water dragons. A book about dragons. The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I actually read as well, this beast of a book. And this is awesome. It's a standalone fantasy book about two different types of land. A land that worships dragons and a land that fears them. And this curse that's upon these people, and this queen that actually has to have a child to make her blood continue to grow in order to keep an ancient evil dragon trapped. And it's so fun. There's LGBTQIA plus representation, which I had to say I loved it. And there's magic, there's dragon riding, there's evil dragons as well, and it's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. So if you haven't read this yet, what are you waiting for? Samantha Shannon is an amazing author, and I do believe that you should pick this up. And if you're reading a quest book, there's nothing questier than this hunk of a beast. Ooh, this one is hard. Starlight. Ooh. Okay, so it didn't take too long, but I think I'm going to stick with Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Parenthesis, Starsight is almost out, and I cannot fucking wait. I have been dying to read the rest of this since I finished Skyward, and it's coming out on November 26 or 29, I'm not sure. And I haven't pre-ordered it, but I really want to read it, so I don't know what to do with my life. But, as I was saying, Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, this not only is a sci-fi, which has everything to do with Starlight, is sort of a fantasy sci-fi in which we follow this girl. She wants to be a pilot and help rid her land of aliens that come and try to kill their people. And she is an amazing main character. She has a lot of character development through this book, and I bet even more in the next one. And also in the cover, there's a lot of stars in here. There's a lot of light. Also, it says claim the stars, which you could say I'm cheating, but I'm not, because it's in the cover as well. And yeah, I think that this actually, if you see the shining of this, I think it represents more of Starlight than any other book that I have. Pretty much. And because it's also an amazing book to read, it's a great recommendation. Then you have a book with a POC character on the cover. And this one, I've got it covered, thank the Lord, because this is one of my favorite books ever. So change of camera angle really quick, but I had to because this book was in the back of the phone. So yeah, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And as you can see, we have a POC character, which is also our main character in the cover. And Actually, I think the sequel to this, Children of Vengeance and Virtue, or Virtue and Vengeance, I don't know. It's coming out in December, I think. And this one is a Portuguese copy. So I really did not want to have the original English one. I wanted to have the Portuguese translated one of the second one as well. But I don't know if they will translate it. If not, I will have to get the second one in English because I really want to know what's going on with this. But this is basically a story about these people that had magical powers. Their hair is white because they have magical powers. And they are basically persecuted by the other people that don't have magical powers. And they are eradicated, and only a few of their children are left because they still didn't have magical powers. But Zelie, our main character, she touches, I don't remember what it is. Wait. She touches something, I think it's a parchment or something, that releases the magic that she has. And because of that, she starts to plot like how to bring magic back to her people and the heritage to her people that they deserve, and to stop them being oppressed by other people. And it's obviously a racial commentary. It's obviously very important. And I really, really love this. This is a fantasy sort of African inspired book, and I love it. So you should read it. It's so fast paced. At least I read it pretty fast. And I think everyone would, because this is very interesting and we don't have a lot of things like this. So novelty, important, amazing. Why don't you read this? Then we have A Book with Flowers. Wow, I'm going to have to think for that one. Flowers. Okay, wait. No, that book does not have flowers. Okay. What about? No. Wow, this is being hard, and I wasn't considering it will be so hard. Why the fuck don't any book that I own has flowers? What the hell? Okay, I'm going to search. Wait. I got one. So it only has one flower, but because this graphic novel is spectacular, I'm gonna go with this. This is The Crow, the special edition by James O'Barr, and you probably heard me talking about this, but this is one of my favorite graphic novels ever. I love it. I'm so happy that my boyfriend gave this to me because, wow, this is a classic. If you don't know The Crow, this is a revenge story about this dude. He was engaged to this beautiful girl. They were very happy, but one day they had like a car situation in the middle of a place where there were not so very nice people, like drug people, very violent, and they basically killed him and his girlfriend and sort of did a lot of unspeakable things to her before they kill her, and after as well, which, Jesus. And he sort of, because of his love and because of his rage about what happened and not being able to be happy with her and her being dead, most of all, he comes back to life because of this crow, which I do believe it has a lot of things to do with Norse mythology, but it's not implicit in here, so I'm not going to go on a loop and say that's the thing. And he comes back to life as this revenge spirit that cannot be killed and is sort of uses sort of goth makeup, which is actually awesome. And he swears that he's going to take revenge on all of the people that hurt his girlfriend and himself that night and destroyed his happiness. And it's very sad because you see him deal with guilt because he wasn't able to protect her and he wasn't able to make things right in that point. So now his revenge is kind of useless because she's already dead, but at the same time he feels like he needs to put his guilt into someone else. And it's very intense. It made me cry. All of the things that he remembered about their relationship and being completely stuck in the past, and he wasn't able to move forward and just forget, because how do you forgive and forget something like this? And it's just amazing. And it does have a rose. And if you have not read The Crow or watched the movie, I do recommend, but reading this is such a great experience because the art is also amazing. So yeah, but it does have a lot of trigger warnings and why is this backwards, so be aware before you get into this, but it's perfect. I love it. My emo little heart loves it, and yes, it's amazing. Okay, so now we have fire, and I think I know exactly what I want to show you. Okay, so bear with me because you're probably not going to know what this is, but I'm going to explain everything to you. First of all, the cover, where there's fire. This is Shalador's Lady by Anne Bishop. And this is sort of a companion novel to a trilogy series that is one of my favorite trilogies in the world, and it's so underrated, it's criminal. And that is called the Black Jewels Trilogy by Anne Bishop. Now, that trilogy then proceeds to have a prequel, two sequels of a sort, and 3 companion novels, in which this one is the sequel of one of the companion novels. So with other characters, but presenting some of the characters that we know and love, or at least I know and love, and thank the Lord that they are there. And this is basically about this world. In the beginning, this world is very... magic is there, but it's used by evil people to control others. And you have a very different magical system, which is by jewels. The darker your jewel is, the more powerful you are. So if you are like a rose jewel, you won't be as powerful as someone that is a black jewel or an obsidian jewel, because that's the top of the power. Or you won't be as powerful as someone that has a red jewel. This gets more complicated than this because there's an addenda to that magic system in which you can perform a gift to the darkness and descend in the colors. So basically, if you are a red one, you can get up until a black one, something like that. So it has 2 types of different powers, but I'm not going to explain that because I will need 20 minutes to explain that, and you don't need that. But this is a very cool book, and our main character in here, it's actually a rose queen. So she is a pink queen. She's not as strong as it's supposed to be for a queen. And there's, I forgot to mention, this is actually a world that is ruled by women, but men also have a pivotal importance in their guard and in their everyday lives and everything. And basically, it's about women, but sort of how men view women. And it's very interesting because there's not a lot of sexism involved, sort of. Not in the way that we are accustomed. It's more backwards, if you know what I mean, which is actually a very interesting perspective, because if women actually ruled, how would the sexism go, if you know what I mean, if they were more powerful than the men? And it's very interesting to actually read, and the covers are gorgeous, and there's fire in this cover. I do recommend that you start with the original trilogy, which is the one that I prefer the most as well, but then if you love the characters, you won't mind reading the rest of the things because it's amazing. Then we have Vines. And for that, I'm going to go with Uprooted by Naomi Novik. You all know what this is about. This is a very known standalone fantasy novel about this girl. She lives in a village that has a gigantic tower, and there's this dude, which is a wizard called the Dragon, that every 10 years, I believe, every 10 years, he takes a girl to help him in the tower, and then he gets her to safety again, and he comes to the village and picks another one. And Agnieszka, our main character, was not supposed to be chosen, but she is, and she discovers that she has some powers in her that will help push away the woods, which are the main enemy of this, and hence the vines and this beautiful cover, which is actually a Portuguese cover and not the original, but I do believe that this one is a little bit more beautiful. I don't know, I really like it. Then we have Bones. Ooh. Okay, I think Bones was the hardest yet, but I got it. I picked up Parasite. This is a manga series by Hitoshi Hawaki, and this is basically a sci-fi series about what if parasites got into your body, specifically your brain, and started controlling you and changed the world. Supposedly, as they say, for the better, because the human being is destroying the world, but is it for the better? And this is a story about this parasite that could not reach into the brain, and he got stuck in the hand of this human, and so his hand changes shape. And these are basically the hand bones changing the shape. So, I nailed this. Okay, and now for the final one. Black. A black cover. And wow, that one is easy for me. I have a lot of black covers, but just for the sake of actually keeping faithful with my channel, I am going to show you manga series. Even the people that don't know a lot of manga know this series, so this is where I'm going with, and the name of the edition tells you something. which is Death Note. This is the first volume, but I have all of them. And this is called the Black Edition, mainly because it's black and it has 2 volumes in one. The spines are also black, the end pages are also black, everything is black, so black. And if you are even wondering, yes, this was the easiest one. So this video is already huge, I'm so sorry about that, but this is my scavenger hunt for the winter quest sort of thing. I hope that if every one of you participates, you enjoy this a lot. We all have to band together to defeat an evil sorcerer, enchantress, something. So I'm very excited about that. I hope I can declare my TBR before the 1st of December in order to participate. If you haven't declared a TBR, do it, because Rachel's idea is amazing and I love it. So thank you, Rachel, for this opportunity. I am just going to tell you guys to get into this readathon because this is awesome. And that's going to be all for today. So if you like this video, leave a like or subscribe and just participate in the readathon. Readathons are fun. So yeah, that's going to be all for today, and happy readings to you all. Bye!